96 characters. That's all it took. A glowing rectangle in a cafe flickered, and a 23-year police state began to crumble. In January 14, 2011, at 12:37 p.m. the hashtag BenAliDégage skyrockets to Twitter's worldwide trending list faster than a military jet can scramble. By sundown that same day, the presidential motorcade is racing down the runway. The pilot files a flight plan for Jeddah. The strongman never comes back. I still remember staring at my screen, stunned. How does a single tweet beat 130,000 secret police dossiers, 40,000 surveillance cameras, and 23 years of censorship? It felt like fiction. But it wasn't. It was the moment we all realized that sometimes, a tweet isn't just a tweet, it's a revolution. This is the story of how a tweet overthrew a dictator. Zine El-Abidine Ben Ali. That name once carried the weight of fear in Tunisia. He was 74 years old, he won 6 election landslides, and faced 0 credible opponents. His palace compound was over 50,000 square feet, with marble imported from Carrara. Meanwhile, the people he governed endured 17% unemployment. Internet cafes were raided almost every night. The world called it stable. We called it asphyxiation. But pressure builds. And sometimes, it only takes one spark to blow the whole thing open. On December 17, 2010. In Sidi Bouzid, a young street vendor named Mohamed Bouazizi had his cart confiscated by police. He was humiliated, and felt broken, which led him to set himself on fire in front of a municipal building. He didn't just burn, he also ignited something in the hearts of those who witnessed the incident. Blogger Lena Ben Mhenni, after hearing of the gruesome incident, raced to the hospital to see Mohammed's corpse. She snapped a photo of him on a gurney, and uploaded it before the connection could be throttled by the authorities. CNN couldn't get into the country to cover the aftermath of the incident, but Twitter didn't need a visa to capture it, as a series of photos and hashtags concerning the incidents were uploaded in real time. Suddenly, the hashtag Sidi Bouzid began trending within minutes. 3 weeks later, the protests reached the capital city, then came the tweet on January 14, 2011 by 12:37 p.m. A massive crowd gathered at Avenue Bourguiba. Over 100,000 of angry citizens stood shoulder to shoulder. They were terrified, but were louder than their fears. Right there in the ongoing protest, activist lawyer Amiria Yaoui pulled out her phone and tweeted, "Le peuple parle." Hashtag BenAliDégage Tunisia, which means the people have spoken. That tweet was retweeted nearly 3,700 times in the first 10 minutes. Al Jazeera English picked it up just 11 minutes later. On Google Trends, Ben Ali spiked from index 4 to 100 by 1:05 p.m. That's a 2,500% jump in less than half an hour. We didn't know it yet, but that was the signal. That was the moment when all the fragmented outrage, online and on the streets, collapsed into one shared rhythm. One voice. The regime panicked. At 1:20 p.m. that day, the Interior Ministry tried to shut down Twitter across the nation. But it was too late. Screenshots had already been shared across Facebook, Tuni blogs, and even Bluetooth shared JPEGs on old Nokias. People were copying the tweet and reposting it again under their own account name. It became a chant. The chant became a tide. By 2:45 p.m., Ben Ali ordered the army to open fire on protesters. But General Rashid Ammar refused. The soldiers didn't obey either. General Rashid Ammar granted an interview in Le Monde. He said he couldn't shoot his own people. The barracks' morale collapsed. Soldiers joined the protesters in the square. By 4 p.m., the state TV aired reruns. They didn't know what to say. Rumors flooded the hashtag BenAliDégage feed. Some said he'd fled. Others said the airport was swarming with armored convoys. No one believed the official silence. At 5:57 p.m., it became real. Flight TU-001, a Gulfstream 4, lifted off from Tunis-Carthage Airport. No flight plan. The air traffic control logs marked destination, unknown. Later, we learned it was headed for Jeddah. Just like that, Ben Ali was gone. And the dictatorship system of governance that has lasted for a long time disappeared into thin air. A few weeks later, while reminiscing about the whole incident, many people pondered on the turn of events in the past few weeks and asked themselves, if it was really just one tweet that overthrew the dictatorship system of government then? The answer to that question ignited silent conversations in their mind, and many were amazed at how much power their words possessed in effecting the change they desired. Oxford's Internet Institute ran the numbers. They mapped over 2.2 million Tunisia-related tweets between December 17th and January 15th. Yayawi's tweet was the largest single burst on the media space then. But statistically, it was just the tipping event, the digital lightning strike that synchronized protests across the country with the march in the capital. That tweet didn't do it alone. But it catalyzed everything else. It was the fuse that burned just fast enough. And the aftershocks? They were global. In Egypt. Just 11 days later, after the Sidi Bouzid incident, on January 25, 2011, activists used the same tweet-to-street strategy. #Jan25 trended globally in under 40 minutes. In Sudan, 2019, the photo tweet of Al-Asala in a white Thalbatapa car became a global icon. That moment amplified the sit-in that overthrew Omar al-Bashir. In Belarus, 2020, the hashtag exploded after Svetlana Tikhanovskaya began posting personal updates, tweets that turned into a political earthquake. So what did we learn from this? 1. Signal beats silence. If you see malpractice going on in the office, say something to the relevant authority. Stay anonymous if you have to. Small signals pile up. In your neighborhood, flag local issues in your group chats before they fester. You don't always have to originate it. Sometimes the bravest thing is to amplify it. In the workplace, repost colleagues' concerns across departments. In your family, when someone raises a red flag, echo it. Don't let it die in silence. 2. Screenshots are armors. At work, they protect you from underhand decisions. In your community, documenting public failures builds pressure for real change. 3. Build networks before you need them. Add coworkers on internal platforms now. In neighborhoods, create contact trees or WhatsApp groups before the crisis hits. When the system fails, your first retweet could be life-saving. And finally, 4. Protect the gateways. IT teams at work should diversify communication platforms. Families should make sure elders can use more than one messaging app very well. There should be multiple channels of communication available to allow quick dissemination of information. There should also be a system in place to verify the accuracy of information gathered in order to avoid the spread of fake news, in order not to execute wrong judgments or hinder the spread of the right information. Dictators fall. Managers change. Communities rise, not because tweets are magic, but because one voice multiplied becomes a truth that cannot be ignored. So with your keyboard/keypad in your hands right now, what injustice, whether big or small, are you willing to allow to see the light of day? Even if you have to stay anonymous while doing so. Drop it in the comment section. Your response may be the one someone is waiting for in order to amplify it and kickstart the movement for the change you desire.